Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey, I was just having a conversation here with Poker Guy. He couldn't hear talking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Remember the Blade Runner? He was talking about that old Harrison Ford movie, and I was talking about that South African dude that
murdered his girlfriend in the bathroom.
Hey, well, did he? I thought that was a break.
He did. He got found guilty. Didn't he get guilty 20 years in prison or something? Hi everybody, how you guys doing?
Hey, how you doing? He was guilty. I don't know if he was found guilty. I think he was. They have a really weird justice system over there in South Africa.
If I remember correctly, the story was odd. It was I heard a sound in the bathroom, so I shot 80 times with my revolver, reloaded 6 times, and I didn't mean to hit my girlfriend.
I thought there was I thought it was Jesse James and his whole fucking crew coming in through my. I
had just seen Ghostbusters
outdoor window.
And I was really worried it might have been a ghost, so I thought it was a
I
ghost.
saw Slimer, dude. I saw him. I thought it was my proton pack, but it was my fucking revolver.
It was actually my 9mm
in there,
and it murdered my girl. But it's funny that you said Blade Runner because I was like, oh, you mean with the cyborgs, Harrison Ford, the old movie? But no, it was.
Well, they made a new one too. I actually own that
I don't
movie.
Watch
and
the
I
new
haven't
one or old
seen
one?
It. The new one. 2049.
Those remakes are pretty weird. I'm not a big fan of the remakes that they come out with.
Worst remake I think I've
Point
seen
Break?
maybe Point Break. I don't know if I've seen that one.
I haven't seen it either. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry, I thought you were gonna say Point Break.
Huge fan of the original movie. There's no fucking chance that you're not a huge Point Break fan. So
deep down, I want to be like Brody. That 80-year storm, whatever the fuck it's called, 50-year storm. I don't mind drowning.
He's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
The craziest is okay. Well, I don't want to go into it.
I know,
that movie's bullshit.
I think
that movie's bullshit.
Total Recall. That's a fucking horrifying.
Is the new one with Colin Farrell? I think I might have seen it.
Yeah, really bad. And
they're living a subway. There's a subway they take from the rich land.
A Subway sandwich shop or a Subway?
No. There's a tube. There's a tube that connects the poor.
I didn't know if they were
rich.
sandwich artists or that's how ridiculous that fucking movie was. I couldn't
It was
remember.
pretty garbage. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. Well, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about
it. That's enough.
That's way too much Blade Runner.
Colin Farrell Total Recall remake. Far too much time dedicated to that. Let's go ahead. Let's move on. So someone stole my fucking PlayStation 4 ID yet again. I've yet to resolve that. They're fucking picking this off like candy. I don't know what's going on.
How do you get your PS4 ID stolen, bro? How do you
security? But there is some fucking, I don't know. I assume it's a foreign power that's coming after my PlayStation ID.
What? How do you I don't understand. Is your Alexa snitching on you? What's going on here? How does that even happen? You type it in once and that's it. You know?
I don't know. My fear is that I may have restored it with a very similar password. I thought
was password 1 taken? No.
Yeah.
It's cool. Put in password 2. No, it's cool.
Say password 1 exclamation point. Put that shit in.
I do that all
capitalize
the time.
P in password and then just put password 1. Then you're good to go.
Instead of the S's, put 5s, so it throws people off. Password, but the S's are tricky.
They're 5. So yeah, I don't know what happened there.
So what are you gonna do now, man? How the fuck are we gonna play video games, bro? What the fuck?
I don't know. I'm gonna call again. Yeah, I'll call again. They were good. That's the one thing, though, at least from my memory, it wasn't horrifying having to deal with that.
Because the Xbox people fucked you over, right? You were talking to
yeah, they fucked me good. PlayStation 4, I just keep getting diddled. Yeah, just diddled a little bit. And as a grown man, awesome. I mean, I'm a grown man. I can take a little bit of diddling here or there.
A little diddling's okay.
Say, an 8-year-old boy in a fucking rock star's house. I'll say what I was rolling around this weekend. They were playing the fuck out of Michael Jackson everywhere I went. You realize it. And then it's my wife and I went out to lunch, and she was sitting there, and Beat It came on or whatever, and you're like. Ugh. You don't have any control over the thing, and you can't tell Jerry, the waiter, Jerry, have you seen the new fucking doc yet? What the fuck, man? Why are you guys still playing this shit?
Jerry, what the fuck's going on here, brother? You got to change this shit, man. Come on.
And she just sits there tapping her fork, and she's like, "They shouldn't be playing this." Yeah. I said, "Okay."
It's very yucky.
It's yucky.
But Thriller, goddamn it, that was a killer song.
Ah,
Thriller, baby.
it's a
Come
great
on.
record.
Come on,
it's a
Thriller.
great record, front to back. It's one of the ones you can just put on and not take out until you just have molested boys for like 40 straight minutes. You just listen straight through it.
Yes, child molestation jokes.
Yes,
a classic here at the comment section. A classic.
When domestic violence jokes let you down, just dig deeper, and go after the kids. The kids that have been hurt.
Ripping on chicks is fun too, but it's not. It doesn't have the same charm when Mrs. Fever's in here. A shout out, Mrs. Fever's not here today. I'm a little bummed.
There are a couple of dead spots in that last podcast where she got a little bit of luxury. I felt like, and
I enjoyed it.
We didn't have much to say there.
Well, it's essentially like she's talking to essentially two of the dumbest people she's ever gonna meet.
Of course.
Literally stubborn and stupid. And you might as well be talking to fucking drywall at that point. But it's like I really enjoyed it.
Without the spackling. That's how fucking retarded you are. Oh my God.
Don't say that.
R-word. Jesus Christ.
Whatever.
Lord's name in vain. Oh fuck. We're coming off the rails. Not coming off the rails as hard as Duke did though. So you and I told you we were getting ready to record this podcast. I said no. Duke and Michigan State are on, and I was actually happy. I'm invested in this game, and I've been watching it. I watched it 3:46 left on the clock. So anything that happened in the last 3 minutes of that Duke game, I kind of fucking know what happened. But I'll tell you what happened is they lost. R.J. Barrett, I don't know who he is. He appears like he sucks. Zion Williamson's real. Dude's a fucking monster.
Dude's
huge, a monster. Yeah. The hype's real.
That dude should be in MMA, dude. That dude should be knocking people out in MMA, like lightweight, heavyweight shit, like
I mean, if he wasn't going to make way less being Gronk's replacement, that's Gronk's replacement right fucking there. I tried guarding that guy in the red zone. I don't think so, dude. He's going to crawl up your fucking shoulder pads out of the stadium, and it's over for you. But, hey, it's over for him at Duke. They lost. Michigan State on to the Final Four.
He took it like a champ, though. He wasn't crying. There's one of the Duke players was like hands on his elbows on his knees, sobbing like a little girl. Like, dude, it's like, relax. Like, you're fine.
Relax. You're gonna be fine. There are times to cry in life.
It's not like anybody deleted your NBA 2K character. Okay, it's nothing like that. Right?
I saw that. Oh my God, dude. I don't know. That was one of the detour on that. That's an internet classic. Not in the way that woman intended it to be. But that guy took that like a champ.
So here's what happened. This guy, he's on Twitch, so he makes money off of Twitch, which is like people watching him play video games. His character, he's probably invested a lot of time in it. From what I understand, it's like a level 95, which means he's probably spent way too much time getting this character to be good. And she tried to do one of those prank videos, and she had a hidden camera on in the background.
Yeah, and it's one of these prank videos where some fucking asshole from 4chan makes a video and says, hey, you can delete this, but it's totally cool. It's recoverable. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be okay.
Except it's not recoverable.
What? It's not recoverable? What? No. That's going to be a problem.
He was pissed.
It's going to be a problem.
I don't know what I would do if if my girl did that and she was like, oh, it's cool. You can recover it, right? Like, I don't know.
One of the best part of that video,
I could kill you right now,
is where he. Well, there's a moment where it's like, is this guy gonna be the next Ray Rice, or is he gonna be the next? Who's that fucking
Mothman.
Australian dude?
Dr. Mothman.
Grace! Is he gonna go all Grace on this lady?
He would have if the cameras weren't rolling. If
he fucking stiffens up, man. He stiffens up, and there's a scary moment where you're worried for it, but he doesn't do it. He's better than that, and he fucking sits down and cries. So that's the time to cry.
I want to send him some like a get well soon card, or you know what I mean? Like, hey man, I saw that, it hurt a little bit.
I think he's got to be. I think he's got to be done with that girl, though. I think it's over.
Oh yeah. Well, from what I understand is I did a little bit of after research because I was so appalled by the video that somebody could do that to somebody else. That was literally the worst video I've ever seen in my life, in terms of just horrifying. Not really. No,
yeah, worse than when the towers came down.
tied for first.
T1, 1A1.
But apparently she was his ex, and so he was, like you said, diddling around with his ex, which is a no. Don't diddle with your ex.
Well, that now he deserves to head back into the forest and having to kill those fucking boars to level back up. That's him being stupid, giving your ex access to the fucking. But when he looks at her and he says, "I love this more than anything in the world," or "This shit means more to me than anything in the world," like that's a message to her that says, "Do you understand that this video game means more to me than you? And if it was possible, if I had to sacrifice your life to return that character, I'd do it."
Like
right?
if this was Sophie's Choice kind of thing, like. Yeah, you're going to the gulag, sweetheart. You're going to the gulags.
Yeah, to the gulag. Where that is. Where the fuck is a gulag in Russia? Is that in Russia?
I don't know. I heard it one time on like a history thing. So and whatever.
It was in the past.
You tell me, dude. You're the history master over here. You fucking tell me what a gulag is.
I think is
gulag the thing where Joe Paterno was living in? Isn't that like his house? They call it the gulags.
They call it the gulag. I think the gulag is
Penn State Showers. That's what it is.
Penn State Showers. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is getting dark. We already went down the Michael Jackson thing. We can't go. We can't double dip into Penn State talk. We got to fucking hit the rotors, pull out of this thing. Let's go. All right, poker guy. Here's the deal. So we watched that game. Who was Duke playing? Do you remember?
Michigan State. I saw it because I tuned it on. Yeah, I literally turned it on at like 14 seconds.
So you know that Michigan State is in the Final Four. Okay, so who else is in the Final Four?
I know Auburn.
Boom.
Because I know a lot of the reason I know Auburn is because I was at the beach today and all the assholes are wearing fucking Auburn shit. So I'm like, okay, Auburn
Jesus.
for sure. I know. I do not know who Auburn played.
Were there some War Eagles flying around? There had to have been some War Eagles flying around today.
A lot of visors and a lot of burnt white people, so everybody was pumped. But yeah, no, it was. I know it was Auburn. I don't know who the fuck they played. They probably played like fucking UCF. I don't know. And then the other teams in the Elite Eight, I have no idea. It was Florida. It was Arizona. And it was fucking.
No, we weren't even in the tournament.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. Boom! You nailed it. They're in the Final Four.
No way. Really?
Way.
Wow. I totally made that shit up too. All right.
Yeah, it's for real.
So Texas Tech, Michigan State, Auburn, and then give me a hint for this last one because I'm a sports guy. So you just give me even a taste of a hint. I got it, dude. Just give me a little taste.
I think it's a team, an East Coast team, ACC school. I think it's an ACC school. They got a really shitty football team. They always have.
A lot of those schools have shitty football teams, man. I don't know.
I think it's Virginia. I think it's Virginia.
Virginia? Okay, I'll take your word for it.
If it's not, then I don't fucking care enough to look it up.
I don't want to talk about basketball. I don't want to talk about basketball anymore. I'm already bored. The only thing that entertained me was Magic Johnson fucking super pumped that Michigan State won. That was it.
Magic Johnson's happy. He's happy. CDC's on high alert in fucking Anaheim tonight. All right, let's go. Let's move on. Let's move off of sports. Time for a little bit.
Thank God.
Yeah. Let's get off this boring ass college basketball. Which, by the way, it took about 25 minutes to finish the last minute of that game. It was horrible, as bad as I remembered it. I now remember why I don't watch that shit.
Replays and then commercials. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking terrible.
I like exciting things like fish and aquarium. So let's go ahead. Let's get into fish talk. Now, that's some bad news for everybody.
I mean,
that's some bad news.
So to clarify, you didn't send Lucy to the veterinarian and pay for surgery.
So Lucy didn't make it to the vet. All right. Lucy made it to the next world. I assisted her there. So this is what happened. Mrs. Fever came to me on, I don't know, what was it, Friday morning or Saturday morning, one of these days, and then she says, "Bobby, will you go with me to this fucking hipster fish store And goddamn, I actually left at one point. We went there on a Saturday, and they're the worst fucking business systems in the world. It was busy. There was people. We were there for 45 minutes. There was people waiting, like they're at the goddamn gulag for a fucking fish. And I went up there, and you go up there, and you got to talk to the cashier, and they they look at you. They look at your face, and they're like, all right, yeah, you're on the list. It's like, okay. You didn't get like any little Outback or like Sizzler fucking like
buzzer, like a little
buzzer pad or nothing or a number or anything. Some guy named Jeremy just fucking fresh off the fucking hash pipe, just staring at you like, okay, I remember your face and you're on the list. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. So we waited for about 5 minutes and I was losing my mind. And the other thing that killed me was like there were some things around there. Like sometimes in those situations, I'll kind of like be like, okay, it doesn't really take two to wait. Maybe I go check something out. It's your fish that you're looking for. I'm gonna go over to Whole Foods and get some flaxseed or something, right? So let's go ahead. And I got fucking pissed that I was trapped, that I was the face that Jeremy was going to recommend. It's like, how do you switch out? You got to go up there and be like, hey, Jeremy, hey, look, this face, swap it with this one. Keep the same fucking place.
I will not be here. I will not be here at all.
Yeah, so we
never
left.
Coming back.
So we left, and then Mrs. Fever got.
Why can't you guys go to like a Petco or like some pet supermarket?
Oh, so that's where Lucy 1 came from, and Ricky. And Lucy 1 did not take. She never really ate. I would say failed to thrive. Had a bit of the rot. Got black. So yeah, Mrs. Fever comes to me and she says, all right, hey, Bobby, can you come? Do you want to go? So this is definitely Friday because she would not have fucking had me go back there on a Saturday. I knew better than that. I was like, hey, you got Friday off? Let's sneak up there where every asshole in Portland is not hanging out in this horrid place, waiting for Jeremy to remember what their face looks like so they can get out of here with the $6 goldfish and 3 hours of their life torn away from them. So we rolled up there pretty early on Friday, but I guess, so, do you want to go up there? I was like, all right. And I was like, how big is that tank? Can that hold 3 goldfish? And I get this solemn look of, no, it can't. And I know what that means. Like, oh, really? So it's time. Like, it's time to do this. And it was time. So Mrs. Fever ordered the fucking code red on Lucy and set me loose on her. So, I mean, here's the thing. I got all these dogs. I'm not an overly compassionate person, but I'm not into, being cruel to animals. So I did what any good fish owner would do. I Googled how to kill a fish. Like, how do you kill your goldfish? All right? Like, if you had a goldfish, how would you kill it, poker guy? Like, just off the top of your head. Well, you know the answer now, but
well, no, but I would slam it on the ground as hard as I could. Like, honestly, I would take it out, slam it on the ground as hard as I could, and then it would just be all fucked up and numb. And I would do that like 3 or 4 times until I'm like, this thing's coming apart. But like, I know it's a goner.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
it died quickly.
There were 2 recommended ways to do the euthanasia of a fish. One of them is you take it from its tank, you put it in like a little cup, and then you mix up like this clove oil concoction, and then you dump it in there, and then it takes like half an hour though.
Yeah, no.
To slowly anesthetize and kill this goldfish. And like, I don't want to be a dick, Lucy 1, but like, I don't fucking have a half an hour of my Friday to spend fucking around like getting you to the grave. I just don't. So what are my other options? The other option that came was what they called the stun and stab, which is very similar to what you're talking about. That's what you're talking about. So I went ahead. I don't want to get too graphic into it on the podcast in case Mrs. Fever listens to it. But so for your purposes, it is very well described for anyone that would like to know. So I took a video for educational and informational purposes to help other goldfish owners as my pure, I hate the yacht life. I'm against it. And I had pure intentions here when it came for this, is I wanted to make sure that other fish can safely pass from this world to the next as painlessly as possible. So I filmed a video of me euthanizing Lucy 1. All right. And utilizing the principles that I had researched earlier on the internet using Google and was now going to apply in real life. And then I figured I would, save other people. Well, if I could condense that 15 to 30 minutes into a 2-minute video that's both educational and entertaining to help the general population how to humanely euthanize their goldfish, that'd be benefit to everybody.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I sent that to you. And what you thought that it was beneficial, right? Now you know a little bit more about how to take care of a goldfish, right?
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was fucking awesome. I thought the video was sick. I don't know what it was, but like the second you started talking, dude, I was cracking up. I was just laughing the whole time. I watched it like 3 or 4 times after. I really did. I thought it was so funny.
So I thought the same thing. I thought it was of higher quality. But I'm under some sort of fucking... I may be in the gulag because I'm under some sort of Russian fucking order here that I can't release this. The Freedom of Information Act does not apply to this because according to Mrs. Fever, this is a death in the family, and it would be improper. So
I feel like in her so here's the thing: if you had a fish and her name was Lucy and you didn't share this video, she would have been forgotten. But with Lucy, it's almost like you've created this digital statue of her, which is a video of you doing the old stun and stab. And it's sick, dude. I don't understand. You should put that shit on YouTube. Mrs. Fever, put that shit on YouTube.
If Lucy could save one fish, even a little bit of pain, wouldn't it be worth it?
But I'll tell you what, though. When in that video, I learned a lot about your aquarium setup. It's like the sickest setup for one fish. It's like a 3-story awesome house, plexiglass. It's like the good aquarium. Lucy was living the high life. It's just she just couldn't keep up. It was too much for Lucy. But it was sick.
She had the Petco rot. That's what it was. It wasn't on us. Ricky is still in there. Lucy too, who we picked up the other day, and then I had to fucking help clean that goddamn thing out too, because Lucy 1 ostensibly died of a fungus. So that's great. It's great fun. Spent 3 hours your afternoon cleaning out a 20-gallon fungus aquarium. That's good stuff. That's. I was going to do Game of Thrones marathon, but no, let's do this instead. I'm for it. I'm definitely for it. But I figured maybe that contribution gets you a little credibility on. All right, let's let the world learn something. But no, ignorant they shall remain. And
no, I feel like Mrs. Fever, she'll lighten up on this one because it's super funny. And she's got a great sense of humor. She's
once we're Lucy 35, Lucy 1 will be a distant memory.
Here's the thing, though. The love that you had for Lucy 1, it wasn't real, okay? It wasn't real. You had her for a week. It's not like this is a fish that you drove her all the way from fucking Arizona or Texas. You know what I mean? This is just a fish that didn't enter your heart. You know what I mean?
Just and Lucy 2. It's just a goddamn fish.
You can't hug the fucking things. They just sit there and stare at you with their stupid faces, and they just open and close their mouths and stuff, and they shit and they eat their shit.
They're fucking
what
disgusting.
Are you doing? What are you fucking doing? They're gross, and then they smell.
But yeah, it's a part of my life. So that's fish talk for today. The other thing, while we're talking on Mrs. Fever, a couple episodes ago, we were talking about old Ronnie Job. Formerly Ronnie Tug Job, a.k.a. Ronald Sterlington, a.k.a. Robert Kraft. And you had made a joke, so we're talking about him heading into sharper image in manginaing his ball sack and sitting down on a massage chair. You remember that particular reference?
I do.
Okay. So that's in a nutshell. Mangina his balls and sit on a massage chair and get himself off. Basically.
Yeah, it's like the joke was that he's about to get massaged in about 10 minutes. He needs to get the juices flowing. You know, he's a little bit older. So he's got to get like, you know, he's got to get the right vibrations going. He's got to get that friction in the right places. And so you can't just pull your dick out by like the pool, like the where people throw pennies in and start touching yourself. You know, you got to go covert on these things. So you either walk around with MC Hammer pants while like playing with the head of your dick, or you can be, you know, run into sharp rivage, tuck your dick between your, you know put it in.
You can grab one of those wands and catch it from different angles too.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And it's, you know, it's a little used, you know, so it vibrates but not too hard. It's nice. But I was thinking, like, if I was him, you get in that really sick massage chair, you make sure that they massage your lower back and maybe a little bit of your hamstrings. And in the interim, your balls are getting massaged, right, Mrs. Fever? So imagine this: I take my balls, tuck them in, and now I'm penguin walking to the chair. My balls haven't shifted; they're still in between my legs. So as I sit down, depending on your angle and technique, you could potentially get your balls and your dick in a sandwich of love and vibration. And then from there on, your 70-year-old decrepit ass can go and get your dick tugged on by some fucking
you go finish your pretzel, fucking head on in.
Go to Lids, get Lids, get a sick New England Patriots snapback, you know.
Which, by the way, update on that, he is he's not giving
pissed.
An inch. He's not
pissed.
giving a fucking inch.
I want to see
He's not
that
going to
video,
say
brother.
he did it. He's challenging the entire case. So there are 36 people sitting around wondering what Robert Kraft's lawyers are going to do for them. Because he's saying they didn't have probable cause to put those fucking cameras there in the first place. So they may bit off more than they can chew.
I mean, it's at this point, it's if they can push back either way, he's got to push it back, because if he pushes it back like 4 years and the videos surface out later, then it's like, yeah, I kind of remember when he did that, you know, but whatever.
I'll say this though, he's fighting way harder for this when we all know it than he was for that whole Deflategate thing. I feel like he just fucking rolled over there.
On Aaron Hernandez thing too.
Maybe this is a snapback from that where he's like, never again will I be taken advantage of by some sort of governing body. He's like, I'm not going to fucking put a vest on and walk around and pick up piss bottles for 3 hours on a Saturday. I don't think so. No, sir. I'm going to spend $285,000 fighting this fucking thing. I'm going to get 38 people $2.3 billion. And I am going to personally sponsor somebody else to run for Dade County fucking district attorney in the fucking fall of 2020. Totally. So this shit's getting real. So Robert Goodell, as always, I feel is to blame for the people of Florida having to put up with this. Boo! Fuck you, Robert Goodell! Fuck you! Fuck you! Boo! All right. So, yeah, but anyhow, that comment that you made, I had to spend that explanation that you did. I had to fucking stand there and be like, I don't get it. What does he mean? And I'm like, well, he's talking about fucking tucking his dick and his balls back there. And
he's just rubbing it on things at the sharper image. Come on.
And then he's going to sit on that, and the pressure of that and the vibrations is going to make his fucking dick hard. And he's it's going to work. She's like, did people really do that? I was like, probably. Like, you have no fucking idea what happens on the internet. There's a whole different side of the internet. People do that. Okay, I can tell you with confidence that people do that. Right now, there's somebody in sharper image
dicks.
Fucking doing that. Sorry. Guaranteed.
Dude, people stick their dicks in their pools, like you know the pool thing. They'll stick their
pool
wieners.
jets.
The pool jets.
If you're an ER doc, you're dealing with at least one fucked up dick, every weekend. Like every weekend, every Saturday night, you're like, all right, what's up someone's butthole, or what did someone stuff their dick into?
I have a friend of mine who's his mother is a proctologist, and I remember in school we would chat, and he's like, I got crazy stories, and I'm like, well, what kind of stories? He's like, well, certain people, not just gay men, but also women and straight men, they'll take like gerbils and shit or like whatever, and put them up their bungholes.
Yeah, South Park thing.
Like Lemmy-Winks, like a full-blown Lemmy-Winks episode.
Lemmy-Winks.
Like the dead frog, Sparrow King's fucking there. Fucking Lemmy-Winks.
Everybody's there.
Catatafish is there fucking chilling, you know. Goddamn Catatafish.
Christ.
That's actually probably one of my favorite South Park moments is when the two Lemmiwinks are fighting, like Lemmiwinks and his evil cousin.
Yeah.
Who is it? They were making fun of the guy who, like, the snitch for NSA snitch, and everybody.
Snowden.
Yes, it's Julian Assange or Snowden, and it's like that. Lemmiwinks is his cousin, and they're battling.
Yeah,
and then there
was a computer leak, right? He was doing all the computer shit.
WikiLeaks or some shit.
Yeah,
and they were just like, "Damn, he is fucking him up," and it's just like two gerbils like rolling around. That's the South Park that I miss. It's just stupid shit like that.
The stupid shit, like not like 19-point fucking layered episodes.
I don't need like a season-long joke. Just
give me Randy Marsh eating fucking pooping. Crazy amounts of fucking
P.F. Chang's and just pooping a lot. Yeah.
And shitting out turds the size of Bono.
Yeah. Right. Tape Kyle's mouth to like an Asian dude's ass and then have him eat asparagus and cuttlefish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vanilla paste.
Okay, Cal.
I believe in you. Yeah,
I believe in you,
classic.
Cal.
That's the classic shit right there.
That's the stuff that we want.
Yeah,
we want the nonsense. Well, we're talking on giant turds. Let's go ahead. Let's hit pop culture. So, give me the background on Victor here, buddy. What's up with him? He's on the Dr. Phil show, and he's in love.
Yeah, so he's in love with this chick who looks like a melted candle, and she doesn't look very good. This girl is on a repulsive.
She looks like a melted. She looks like one of those things where somebody took all the melted candles in the house and then fucking tried to cobble all that together and melt that together.
Yeah, like they went on like Pinterest and were like, oh, I can recycle these candles, and then mishmashed this candle together, and it's all fucked up. That's what this lady looks like. So apparently, Victor, who has a charred past, is.
Okay, we're gonna get to that.
All right, so I guess it's a Dr. Phil episode. Bit of a checkered past.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
But we're talking about love. I guess the theme for this week is love. Your love or Mrs. Fever's love for Fish 2 has no bounds, as well as Victor, his love for the candle has no bounds.
Yeah.
He wants to move from Nigeria, and he's in love with her, and they know each other through the internet. And so he's trying to move to the U.S., do a little old smash and grab, get that green card, and then and get the fuck out. And so Dr. Phil obviously is onto him and is like
Dr. Phil's suspicious. So Victor's 34 years old, and he is professing his love for a 64-year-old melted candle. But this candle fucking lives in Sarasota, Florida, or something like that. I assume she lives in Florida.
I've seen her walking around in my neighborhood. She looks oddly familiar.
She's definitely at a Publix in your neighborhood saying like racist things to Hispanic people.
Totally. I've seen her around. She looks familiar. I didn't want to say it, but she looked familiar.
Oh my God, that's that lady that called me that. I remember her now. Yeah, I saw her in Publix. She was getting a fucking chicken finger sub. It was delicious. So anyhow, this 64-year-old melted candle is in a what is like a Skype relationship with Victor, basically.
Yeah, they met on Tinder, but like Tinder, but the Tinder.
So it's kind of like a mail order bride, but mail order husband.
Yeah.
So you can get instead of a creepy 64-year-old white dude trying to get an Asian lady over here, presumably Asian lady, or Eastern European. Those seems to be the two most popular spots for mail order brides.
Totally.
But it's the reverse. It's reverse gender. So maybe that's what makes it interesting enough for Dr. Phil, because at a certain point, I too began to question some of Victor's, I guess, his intentions. I guess maybe they're not as pure as I thought they would be. I
mean, he looks pretty honest. I don't know.
Well, he is vetted. He is actually vetted by another Nigerian dude who walks around. He seems like he's more full of shit than Victor. He's like, hey, this is Victor, man. Like, I can totally verify that he is living here alone. Everything's good.
He's in on it, bro.
Exactly what he's exactly. Of course, he's fucking in on it.
He's in on it. He is a good person. Of course,
he's in on it. So Victor is
genuine.
Feeling very confident until Dr. Phil starts to peel back some of his past, and he says, "Victor, are you using melted candle just to get over here? All right, because
we are in love.
You're in love.
This is true love.
You're in love. Okay. Well, have you ever scammed anyone, Victor? Have you ever been guilty of scamming any women before?
I have a checkered past. He says he's got a checkered past.
So you got a bit of a past, huh? So does that past include multiple scams like this on women like her?
I said I want to do a Victor impression, but I know your wife is going to be pissed, so I'm not going to do it. But it's like I'm not going to do the Victor impression. And it's not something I'm good at. But yeah, dude, he's got he has in the past. First, he says that he's done it, and then Dr. Phil's like, wait a second. You're admitting on live TV that you've scammed chicks before? And he says, no, I've never done that. I would not do that.
He fucking pulls a 180, and he says, I've never scammed people before. But he's like, but Victor, you
just said you did.
You just said you were scamming people. Like, did she used to be
My favorite
scamming?
part of it was when Dr. Phil comes right over the top. Like, look, I'm gonna call your bet, but I'm also gonna go all in here. How about her name's Josie? How about Josie the Melted Candle come over to Nigeria and move in with you, and she'll renounce her passport? And he's like, I don't know, bro. Man. It's not safe. It's not safe.
It's just really dangerous over here. So,
she deserves to be happy.
I wouldn't do that for her sake.
I love her so much that if she wants to do that, I will remove all contact and I'll let her move.
I will not tempt her. If she's that serious, I will not put her in harm's way. If she's that serious about things, well then I will remove myself from all social media.
Let the fucking chick do it. Let the candle. Let her have her fun. Let this dude take advantage of our crappy fucking system. Whatever. Everybody wins. Leave them alone. They'll fuck like once, maybe, probably not, but whatever.
I'm
rooting for him. I'm rooting for Victor.
I don't want Victor.
I want Victor.
I don't want Victor in my Chick-fil-A line. All right, that's all I'm saying. I don't fucking want him in my Chick-fil-A line.
Are you kidding? Dude, I want Victor fucking running for mayor and shit.
Oh, he's going to pull some fucking scam with his drink. He's going to fucking be waiting there forever. Just fucking asshole.
He's the kind of guy. He's the kind of guy. You know what Victor reminds me of, bro? He reminds me of my old roommate in school, and he would like just go to Chipotle and steal all the Chipotle Tabasco shit. So we would just have all of our utensils and all of our napkins and like all of our Tabasco shit was from Chipotle, and it was like, why would we do the dishes and make sure our place isn't dirty? Because we can just take shit from Chipotle. And that's how we lived. We lived like Victor does, You
live in a Victor-esque lifestyle. Something tells me Victor is not super high on the fate of the Dolphins. Like, he's not thinking about anything. No porpoise-related thoughts going through Victor's head. He's definitely taking 2 forks, 2 straws, and 6 napkins when he only needs 1 of each.
I'm a Victor fan, though. For that being said, you don't want him in your Chick-fil-A line. I want him in my Chick-fil-A line. He can stick around here. I like Victor. I'm a Victor fan.
All right, so you're gonna sponsor his visa. You're gonna be boarding with Victor.
I actually be very uncomfortable with Victor living in my house. I'm like, dude, where's my dog? Oh, I made you dinner.
That's my whole thing with anybody who wants refugees. It's like, cool, you got the first one. All right. And then we'll start putting them in stadiums like we're fucking Bane or something after that. Like, once everybody who wants them over here has got one, then we'll like fucking, stuff them under bridges or whatever the fuck they're doing.
That's funny.
But
that's funny. You pissed off some people by saying that, but I enjoy that. That's funny as fuck.
I'm just saying, you got a guest room too, and your mom's not staying, and your mother-in-law's not fucking staying there 24/7. Oh, you renting an Airbnb? Pff, not anymore. You're not fucking. Not anymore.
Are those chickens outside? Yeah,
not anymore. Victor's fucking staying at your house, and guess what?
They're all gone.
He's about to steal a bunch of your shit. That's for sure. You telling me that Victor's not going to take your shit? Like, that's...
Dude, so Theo Vaughn? You know who he is, that comedian? Theo Vaughn? He's always on all the podcasts that you and me probably listen to. He had a funny story one time where he goes to like a comedy thing, and then like I guess he had a show, and then people wanted to take him in a limo to go to like a party. And then he just went up to some random dude across the street. The guy's name was like Le Cedric. He's just this black dude. And he's like, yo, that's my boy right there. So he's got to come with me. And they're like, all right, like, go get him. He was pretty much homeless, dude. He's like, yo, Cedric, I'm your, you don't know me, but have you ever been in a limousine? Oh, you haven't? All right, cool. You're going to say, just tell them that you're my friend and we're going to go and party. And so they make it to this party. And like 5 minutes in, there's like a glass that like shatters. And then like people are freaking out. And apparently like this guy stole like 5 purses and jumped out of a window. Like, stole a bunch of purses.
LeCedric did that? No.
Yeah.
No, I trusted him. I thought that was gonna end differently.
Yeah, but
there's no way bringing a homeless person and it doesn't work out well. When I was in college, our final week of pledging, we would have the pledges actually all stay at the house, and they would all stay in the library with a bunch of mattresses on the ground. So it's like a small room with like whatever 15, 20, 25 people in it, however big a pledge class was. And all just kind of piled up on top of each other. And it all happened like the week before school started back up in the winter time, which is not a bad time to be in Arizona. So one of the things that you get is you get a lot of people like that would come back early, like people that were already, you were in a fraternity as well. So the pledges are basically fucking sitting ducks at that point in time. Yeah. They're just all hanging out in that room from like 10 a.m. to 6 a.m. and fucking
they're just staring at you, ready to get yelled at and shit, like ready to get ostracized. Like, they're just waiting.
Anybody who's coming back from the bar at 2 a.m, they know where they can find fucking a whole bunch of pledges.
Here, eat this dog food. Eat the dog food.
Here, eat this fucking dog. Eat it. It's delicious. No, we did not make people eat dog food.
It's got B12 vitamins.
So this guy Looney, he's one of the resident loonies. So one of our loonies goes out, and he comes back, and he brings back a fucking homeless guy with him, right, to the fucking house, because that's great. That's exactly what you want at 2 a.m. So I'm in my room, and
the kitchen's got all the food in there and shit, like all the food.
It's the same fucking dude who had a room above me who played 50 Cent nonstop for a month on his 21st birthday. It's like, dog,
I don't want no cake on my birthday.
It ain't your fucking birthday anymore. Turn that shit down. So he's woken me up many a time, but this is one of the times I was glad to be woken up. So Looney comes back, and he is fucking shit-faced. He's the sort of shit-faced where it's like, hey, it's a good idea to bring fucking homeless guy back with me so that I can entertain everybody in the house at 2 a.m. So he comes back, and we get these fucking... I wake up, and when I wake up, all the lights in the library are on. And then fucking Looney's standing in there, and it's in this middle of this fucking sea of mattresses, and all the pledges are standing up against the fucking wall. And then there's a homeless guy in there with a fucking steel guitar. All right. A homeless guy with the steel guitar. And then there's like
two steel guitar.
Like steel guitar, it's like an acoustic guitar, but it doesn't have like a hollow thing. It just it's a little bit different. But it's like an acoustic guitar. So he's got an acoustic guitar for the purposes of this. So he's got an acoustic guitar. And there are requests getting thrown around of what this homeless guy should play. But it's not that good because he only fucking knows like 3 songs, right? He does not have a big fucking catalog of music that he can play. And one of the songs he can play, I'll never forget. I can't fucking listen to this song anymore on the radio. Is Bob Marley's Redemption Song. Oh, so he starts playing Bob Marley's Redemption Song, and these pledges they're standing there. They don't know what the fuck is going on. All right, I mean they're half there, they're half not there. It's like, dude, when do I get to bring the homeless guy back to fuck with people and have him play Bob Marley? Because this is no good. So Looney's standing there, Redemption Song blasting in the background, and he fucking gets in the middle of this deep soliloquy about some fucking bullshit that only dude who's a homeless guy, he's brought a homeless guy that only knows 3 songs on a steel guitar back to a frat house level of fucked up. And then he just standing there, and I'll never forget the look in his eyes, like when he hit the wormhole. But he straight up hit the fucking wormhole, and it was like, boom! He went down onto those mattresses, and fucking passed out. And I was just like, all right, fuckers, back to bed. Shut all that shit off, kick the fucking homeless guy out. I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I don't know what the hell you're doing here, but you better get the fuck out of here and go have a nice night, man. I think I took
Get him
$10.
out of here.
I think I took $10 out
of
of Looney's wallet and gave it to that homeless guy because I felt bad for him for wasting his time.
You ever pick a hitchhiker up? You ever do? You pick a hitchhiker up?
Hitchhiker, yeah. We've done that. It ended poorly.
Who's we? You and your wife?
No, my wife and I don't go cruising around picking up hitchhikers.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Mrs. Fever would be too pumped if you're just like, oh, look at this guy. This guy looks trustworthy.
Pick him up, Bobby. Yeah,
Bird.
There's plenty of room.
Yeah,
We got plenty of room.
King. Yeah, totally. No.
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, we picked up one hitchhiker in my life, and I wouldn't do it again. Just wouldn't do it again. Too much blood.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to. I don't know.
Maybe have you ever picked up a hitchhiker?
I don't think I have. I feel like that's something I would remember, and I don't remember doing that, so I'm going to say no. I haven't.
We were in a limo, and it seemed like a good idea. It wasn't. It never is. Don't pick up hitchhikers. That's that's just common sense advice. Everyone knows that. All right, let's go ahead. I had one other thing I want to get into here. So let's go ahead and get a follow Rome. I want to talk about Kelsey Turner. Did I send you the link for this thing? I did.
Send it to me right now. Is this? Okay.
It's on the Zencaster. Free plug for the shittiest audio recording service in the history of mankind. Yeah, don't worry. It'll get its revenge here in a few minutes when it cuts out and drops all our audio files, and then when it does, puts them out of sync and causes a tedious editing process. So,
all right. We got Playboy model arrested on suspicion of murdering doctor and stuffing him in a trunk. Whoa.
There you go. So Kelsey Turner.
She's hot.
She's hot. She's hot in that picture that you're seeing at the top of that thing. There's some other ones, not so much. But what's interesting here is that she is proposed to have murdered a gentleman named Dr. Thomas Burchard. Okay. Burchard? Modal? So Thomas Burchard, he's 71 years old and she's 25.
Nice.
Now, when you get into this, he's been fucking greasing this lady money, like crazy amounts of money. So he's been paying her rent, which is $3,200 a month, right?
The fuck?
And so this other guy, Burchard, he lives with a woman who's like his girlfriend. There are different articles I read on this, but this girlfriend, her name's Judy Earp, and she's been Burchard's girlfriend for 17 years. And he says that he's been basically sugar daddy. So Burchard is a psychiatrist who's done very well for himself, apparently. Enough to be a sugar daddy for multiple women, according to Judy Earp. So Judy Earp says, hey, this dude's been fucking sugar daddy to a whole bunch of people over the 17 years that I've known him. Like at least like 4 or 5 sets of women. And it also comes out that Dr. Burchard, this nasty fucking old dog, that he has fucked not only Kelsey Turner, but her mom as well. That suggests that he was in a sexual relationship with both the younger and the elder Kelsey Turner.
Dude, this guy is. How much jam does this dude have, man?
Yeah, so it's estimated by Judy Earp that fucking Burchard paid this chick a sum of about $300,000 over the course of their relationship. Wow. Like maybe more, right? So I don't know what happened. So something happened. They had a falling out. And Kelsey, 25 years old with her extensive educational background, I assume, probably still trying to slog her way through grad school, get that PhD. But anyhow, she was unable to continue to afford the $3,200 a month in rent that Sugar Papa Tom had provided for her, and they got evicted. So they got evicted, and she had to move to Vegas. And when she moved to Vegas, I don't know why, but old Tommy went out there to see her. He's like, "Hey, baby. Oh,
Mistake
I'll come
number
see
one.
you." Mistake number one. So he went out there.
Actually, there's a lot of mistakes here, but that's a mistake.
Yeah, that was the first thing you did wrong. Everything else, I was tracking, man. I was tracking. And I'm like, yep, fuck the mom. Yeah, you got to do that. Make sure you're fucking her mom too. Okay, get your money's worth. It's like, all right, $3,200 a month. You better be fucking the mom as well. All right.
God damn, this guy's fucking.
But I mean, like, and I'm not an advocate of this, but he's kind of going like reverse Bob Kraft. Like he's like a little fish going big on things. Bob Kraft is just monstrously loaded, and then he's, I don't know. There's the other thing too. I wonder what old Ron Jobs' fucking tip on that is. If I find out, that'd be the worst thing. Imagine if fucking the tip that Bob Kraft puts on that's way lower than the average person. Like, no.
What do you mean a tip? Like the tip of his dick? What do you mean?
No, like I don't know how that works. Like if it's $100 for a tug job, do you give him 120? Like if they're really
apparently they were
away
70.
at it? How does that work? Yeah, they just fuck. If she's like, God damn, she's.
We have to assume here Robert's a
cock.
gentleman. We have to assume that he's a gentleman. He's shoving his goddamn cock down her throat. At the very least, he's giving her like a $150. You know, maybe $2. He's giving her $200. Honestly, Robert Kraft's a good dude. He's good.
So you think he's going 100% tip there? I could see that.
He's giving her 2 bills, like 2 just fresh bills, and he's 2 fresh bills. One of them is probably covered in cum. He's like, "Do you want it or not?" You know? Okay, here it is. And he just got some cum on it.
You know how you're getting the second
He's a
one.
good dude. Yeah, he's a good dude, but I never said he wasn't a sick fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah. I never said he wasn't a psycho, but he's a good dude. Okay, I don't believe everything that I read in the paper. Okay, he's a nice guy.
That has to do with Burchard. Anyhow, so Burchard, he's a good dude as well. He's a good dead guy. So he got found in the back of his car, skull bashed in. Working theory here. So she's been arrested. Yeah, she definitely did it. Somebody else helped her, but she definitely killed old Mr. Burchard. So
it's open and shut case. It was done. Like she
open and shut. Hercule Poirot can stay at home, or Sherlock Holmes, or whoever your parents' favorite PBS sleuth is. They can all just fucking. They can all hang out.
I like Wishbone. I liked Wishbone, the dog. Remember the Wishbone? And he might have been before your time. He was like the Jack Russell Terrier. And he's got like a fucking, like a little hat, and he like solves mysteries and shit.
Okay.
You ever seen that one, dude?
No.
Why is it absurd? It makes perfect sense. Yeah, look it up, dude. Wishbone, the dog. He's he's like the Sherlock Holmes of dogs. But anyways, let's stop talking about this woman who murdered this guy. Fuck her.
Murdered him. All right,
wait, so what happened? Really quick, so it's over, right? She's guilty? It's over?
She's guilty. She's guilty. Okay. She's as guilty as Michael Jackson is. So
I gotta watch that documentary, man. I can't man up
dude,
and watch
he did it. There's no way around.
I want to watch it, but I don't want to at the same time. You know what I mean? Especially when your wife says something about like twisting nipples. That shit kind of makes.
That was me that said that.
Oh, okay. Somebody said something about twisting nipples. That was weird.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Is like she doesn't get. She's not on. She's not on fucking Pornhub. Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, whatever, sucking a dick. That's presumed in this scenario, right? Mm-hmm. Like I'm not shocked by that, but when it's like, wearing a fucking furry rabbit costume, now we're getting weird. Now we're getting weird with stuff.
I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, dude, this documentary is pretty wild. I got to watch it. She's like, oh, the Michael Jackson one. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, we were talking about it. And same thing. She's like, oh, yeah, you didn't know Macaulay Culkin was one of the kids? You didn't know
Yeah,
that?
He definitely
I was like, where the fuck have I been? Why is nobody talking about this? This man should have been crucified. The fact that became common knowledge. This dude, I don't care how good Thriller is, all right? I don't fucking care. Ow! And he should have been fucking crucified, right? Fucking the Shimona. should have been crucified right there. And he should have been taken down because it's like it never happened. You know, it's fucking ridiculous, man.
It's absurd. So talking about people getting dressed up, let's go ahead. Let's shift into some relationship advice here at the end of this stuff. All right. So we've talked a lot about people that, let's see, what do we have? People that get dressed up and they fucking get dressed up like plastic dolls and fuck each other.
We've seen the guy that who has a like the inflatable like giraffe, and he's like a really sexy giraffe, you know. So he fucks that one. Remember that thing?
We had the lady that fucked the Ferris wheel. Everything in between. But what we haven't had is the other side of it, or who are the people in the relationships with these people. Now, where the fuck is this at? Oh man, I lost it. You got it here. The fucking thing where the lady is she's in a relationship with somebody, and he is a furry, and not even just like a regular ass furry. Oh yeah. Like this sort of one who's just he fucking takes it too far. Not even like dress up in this thing and
I don't think that shit's real though. Disclaimer: I think that's so like ridiculous. I don't think it's real.
You don't think that's real?
It can't be real because it's just like too ridiculous. Unless this is like bumfuck like Kansas, like some weird fucking area where there's like a town of like 200, everybody fucks each other. Like that's the only way this makes sense to me. That's the only way this makes
All right.
sense.
So you doubt the validity of it?
I do. It's too ridiculous.
Okay. Well, fuck it. I don't want to make a fool of myself. I don't.
The only thing that threw me off. Okay, so long story short, there's a guy. He loves wearing this furry suit, and she's cool about it because she's like, I love this man, so I will do what I need to do to.
She even fucks him. Like she even fucks him in the furry suit.
She fucks him in the furry suit. So she's rocking the furry suit, but apparently he's getting more deep into it. Like he gets like weird furry suits. Like instead of just like the red like fox, it's now like the dark navy blue like fox with like glow in the dark eyes and just holographic fucking nipples, just weird shit. He's spending way too much money. That is real estate money for the mortgage, baby. You don't need to be spending that on a goddamn furry suit. But what throws me off about it is that he wants to go to like family engagements in the furry costume, because to me that's just over the top. That can't be real. That's not real.
Yeah, it can't be real. So he wanted to go. Our relationship got worse. He wanted to go in the first suit, and I told him no. He told me I need to accept him, and I will not be ashamed of him, and he agreed to do whatever he could.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
It's like, dude, that's fucking like that is god damn.
I have done everything I can to make this relationship work. I've worn the goddamn suit. There's literally semen stuck on this suit, right? Like it's just so. I've taken it to the next level, but I will not allow you to go shopping, like like some fucking freak, at like goddamn Whole Foods, putting like cereal
look,
and shit in the basket.
I'll get the one with the fucking with the anus with the I get the suit with the anus that stuff goes in and out of it. All right,
it's got
don't
the pee
make
pouch.
Me wear.
Okay,
don't make me wear the suit to go pick up my fucking chicken tender sub. All right, they're gonna know from my order it's me. It's a very specific order. All right.
Well, what would you do? What would you do if you're in line and you've got like a couple things and you look behind you and there's this just like thing in a suit and he's just like sup, like, and you're like, bro, get the fuck away from me. Like that shit doesn't look clean. It's like dirty, you know. It's got like a little bit of like a black tang to it, so it's kind of like dirty, you know,
all
like
over it.
Well, you don't see the cum, but it smells like BO. You know, you're like, like somebody came on this thing at some point. You know.
Yeah, I don't think people are getting those things
like
professionally
ass,
clean the way
smells
they
like
need
pussy.
to.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
I doubt it smells like pussy. I doubt that. But my immediate thought would be
actually,
it
definitely doesn't smell like pussy. That's one thing it doesn't smell like.
That's the one thing it doesn't smell like. My immediate thought would be for my own personal safety, right? Like I'm checking this furry fucker for weapons. All right, and then if not, then I don't know. I'm just gonna enjoy being in the moment. Like,
are you gonna stand your ground here?
Fucking, so I had my cousin's visit, my cousin and her husband, and they're from a simple Nebraska town. And we were looking for this street fair in downtown Portland, and we went in this wrong entrance on this Riverside thing, and we ended up in the Pride Parade, like fucking thing.
Fuck?
It was madness.
That's awesome.
It was quite delightful to see their faces as I got exposed to that. But there's this person there who was like probably like 6'8" to 6'10", and dressed in drag and wearing 10-inch heels, and it was one of the more fucking awe-inspiring things. Like, it's 9.5. By the time I was done, I was like this 9.5-foot human being like standing right in front of you, and you're like, this is really weird, but I'm gonna let this soak in here. Take this with me. For the rest of my days.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing with the semen infested vermin behind me in Publix. I'm like, he's not gonna kill me? All right, what's going on here? Like, what's hurt you so bad? What hurt you so bad you're hanging out inside that suit in this grocery line?
What's with the suit, bro? Just like first question. What's with this suit, dude?
What's with you dressing like fucking Big Bird, dude? I'm just curious. I don't get it,
Are
man.
those cum stains? Those are cum stains, bro. Those look like cum stains.
So do you fuck in that thing or what?
Dude, what if you
I'll tell you what, 1 second here. So here's the thing. You have to think about people like, fucking in those furry suits or whatever it is, or those God forbid, those peel them off you latex things. Those are horrifying.
Those are fucked up.
But
I think I'd rather be a furry than be one of those guys who wear like silk. Yeah, like inside a
Fuck
skin
my little rabbit
wetsuit.
ass, man. Like, just don't make me be Brenda. I don't want to be Brenda. I don't
want to put the piss pouch. I don't want to wear that shit. I don't want the fuckable anus. I don't want it. I
don't care if it's a T3 version. I don't want to be her.
It's custom, but I like my furry suit better.
Yeah, but one of the things you don't think about is, there's always that kind of moment of shame whenever you're done doing whatever you're doing. Particularly if you're jerking off.
Especially if you're dressed like a frog.
Yeah. Like, I just imagine that fucking moment, like that fucking semen's just crusting on the inside of your furry suit.
Oh, God.
And you're standing in the bathroom mirror, and it's like you take the fucking little fucking head off.
The head. You're sweaty.
You take it, and then it's you. And then you have to look at yourself in the mirror after that.
It's all sweaty. Your eyes are all flushed. You're just
sweaty.
like, fuck.
It's
so
just a
gross,
shame
dude.
that you feel. Then you start crawling
when you're
out of
using
that
your
thing.
fursuit, like let's say I got a fursuit on, like is there a hole for my dick to get out, or is my dick in a sock like which has been sewed to my furry suit, where like, you know what I mean, like it's almost like a dog foreskin. You know, your dog is sitting there and he's got this. His dick is, it's like hidden, and then it comes out Red Rocket style. Is that what I'm working with? Like, is that what I'm working with, or am I? It's probably a hole, I imagine, right?
I think it's probably more of a hole. Probably more.
What about my
hole.
balls? What about my balls? If my balls need to be tickled or some shit, like, is that? I'm just asking questions. I'm more curious.
I know. I'm thinking there's probably kind of a zipper type scenario.
Because that would kind of get me out of the moment if I'm pretending to fuck like a rooster and I have to like unzip my shit. It's like, oh god, there's just like my penis skin is now like juxtaposed against my
I gotta think
my frog suit. Like it's just a little odd.
Those things are just they've got like a zipper that runs from the belly button to like the corresponding side on the small of your back. To where you can just fillet that whole part of the furry suit open and just have whatever fun you need to have.
I'm
just saying. You can get out whatever you need to get at.
It's like, it's crazy, bro. It's like I want to research this shit on Google, but I've Googled so much fucked up shit on my computer. Like,
that.
I know that the FBI is probably like, yo, this man is sick. This man is sick. He needs help.
I don't even want that on my fucking incognito mode because I know they're tracking that too.
I did the micro dig. The micro dig was something like.
Yeah, he's looking up Brett Favre's dick. All sorts.
I did
of
like Brett
dicks.
Favre's dick. I did micro dig. I did the penis skin suit. Just normal shit. Just normal shit.
Regular shit. Like
just
regular
reg shit.
stuff.
Just reg shit. Pretty sick shit.
This is regular stuff.
Pretty sick
All
shit.
right, so let's get into our last thing here. This is gonna be a man who's got a bunch of kids, except that he doesn't. Except that he fucking doesn't. All right. So we're very well prepared here again.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is this thing? All right.
Me, 52. I just found out that at least 4
Got
of
it.
my children are not mine. My wife won't say anything. She's 51.
So this is a 52-year-old man.
Sorry.
And he's been married
Yes.
for quite some time to a lady who's very much similar in age, 51. They got 5 kids together. Their kids are between 30 and 14 years old. The youngest one is like 10 years
13.
younger than the rest of the pack. All right.
Oh, yes.
So here's the deal. Like all great fucking paternity suits or, mysteries or all this bullshit, this starts with an Ancestry.com test. So this guy's married to his high school sweetheart. Everything's great, and he's a hard worker, taking care of the family. All up until his eldest daughter takes an ancestry test. And here, I'll pick it up as him. Now my eldest daughter recently had an ancestry test done. And the results of the ancestry test strongly suggested I was not her father. She confided this to me privately, showing me the results, and I could tell she was visibly upset by this. Of course, the first thing I did is reassure her that no matter what, she's my daughter. I love her unconditionally. But secondly, the two of us decided to get an official paternity test done since, it's not reliable. Comes back, and I am indeed not her biological father. This news really broke me. I'm ashamed to say I broke down in tears in front of my daughter. Dude, you can fucking cry. Dude, you can fucking cry, all right? You can cry there. You don't need to be ashamed that you cried when you found out your 33-year-old daughter, who you've loved for 3 decades, is not your fucking daughter. You can cry there, bro. It's okay.
I would
combination of finding out about and then your wife's a whore as well, on top of that, by the way. I broke down in tears in front of my daughter. Combination of finding out about my wife's infidelity and how upset I was making my daughter by how I was reacting. I really wish I had kept it in for her sake, but I didn't. Chill out, bro. Following this, I asked... No, you can see how this dude's wife would walk all over him. But following this, I asked my other children, except my youngest, to come and see me. I wanted to know the extent of my wife's infidelity. If it was a one-off, if I could work through it, whatever. However, I didn't want to tell my youngest that she's still in school, teenager, and I really didn't think it was appropriate to tell her yet. We tell the other 3 what has happened. I reassure them, blah, blah. I loves them. They didn't care that I wasn't their biological father. They were heartbroken. So we have fraternity tests for each of the 3 done. Not only are none of them my biological children, together 4 of my children have 3 different fathers, which somehow made it worse. No shit, it makes it worse, dude. No shit, it makes it worse.
Damn.
So I confront my wife with this, expecting her to confess and beg for forgiveness. She doesn't confess. She doesn't even take it seriously. She says the tests must be flawed. All 4. How the hell am I supposed to take that seriously? I keep bringing it up, and she keeps brushing it off, getting progressively more annoyed at me. When I bring it up, she'll try and guilt me. We've been together since high school. Do you seriously not trust me? But how am I supposed to trust her in the face of such overwhelming evidence?
How accurate are these tests, like the paternity tests?
All right, and then, so that's his situation, right? And so this guy's got fucking 5 kids that he's caring for and a whore of a wife. And 4 of them confirmed, like, they're not his kids. They're not his fucking kids.
That's crazy.
I don't know what you do. I mean, it's really just comes down to, like, whatever the last kid is. Like, You got to get paternity tests there. Spoiler alert for this guy. If I'm a betting man, I got to say it's probably not his kid. Right? I mean, is there...
at this point,
like,
bro,
is there any fucking way that that's actually his kid? Like,
I mean, it's you ever play craps before, dude? Sometimes you just gotta let it ride. And at that point, you just play the odds there, brother. I mean, you're not gonna hit again. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna crap out again
on this motherfucker because, dude, that ain't your kid, dog. Like, it's not your kid.
I'm not even gonna bet that sucker ass bet. I'm just gonna fucking walk away from the table, move to fucking Bangladesh, and start my life anew. I don't know. I feel bad here. This is like nightmarish.
It's one thing. Like, it'd be one thing, and he's like,
well, let me ask you, how accurate are these tests? You know what I mean? Because her response,
they're Maury Povich fucking celebrate or get sad accurate. Like,
okay, so they're pretty
when
accurate.
Maury says you're not the father, dude, you ain't the father, right? Okay. So you can get up, do your Fortnite dance, talk some shit on that bitch, and get the fuck out of there while she's crying. Oh no,
and you do the
now? I didn't want it to be him.
It's like that Outcast song comes down in the background. I love the way you move. Do. The guy's like getting the crowd like yeah. He's like getting the crowd to dance with him.
The other three dudes become your own hype man. Like, that's how accurate they are. So it's accurate. Okay. This guy's got a hype man. He's fucking Fortnite dancing. But he ain't the father.
Damn, dude, this is heavy. The problem here is all right, so a couple things. For one, you got the 14-year-old, the youngest. What do you do here? Do you tell her? Because it sounds like you haven't told her anything. Do you tell her?
Yeah, I'm going to let her know.
Okay.
I'm going to go into her room. I'm going to be like, hey, Jessica. Hey, what's going on, Dad? Oh, nothing much. Just
much.
Watching,
now that you bring it up,
a little bit of Idol tonight. How you excited? Yeah, Dad, I'm like really happy. Okay, cool.
Sick.
I don't think I've ever been happier in my entire life.
Everything's
going great for me. My boyfriend's great, and like things couldn't get any better for me.
And I love my family. I love you, Dad. I love you, Mom. And I'm so glad you guys are together. And you guys really stabilized my world. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, man. Okay, so Jessica, here's the deal. So your mom, right? I didn't know this until like 2 weeks ago.
It's a cock
goblin. It turns out she's a fucking horrendous cum dumpster of a just hateful, vengeful piece of shit whore. I didn't know that. I didn't know it either, right? And you look surprised. So, but here's the deal: your sisters and your brothers are only like kind of your sisters and your brothers. So they're related. Some of them kinda, but none of them to me. All right. So I'm probably not your dad. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna go ahead and dink and give me some of that blood. I'm gonna take that from you there. I'm gonna need that. And anyhow, Idol starts at 8. I think Kelly Clarkson's going to be guest hosting. It's going to be a good one. All right.
Hey, bitch. Game of Thrones is coming out in 2 weeks, baby. I know you're excited. We're going to be watching Game of Thrones together. Maybe not together, but we're going to be super mega psyched that it's out, you know? So, what do you think's going to happen?
What do you think?
Why are you crying? I'm also upset that Game of Thrones is ending. Is that where your tears are coming from?
You believe it? 7 episodes left?
God, man.
Fucking A. Fuck it.
All right, well, I'll be in the kitchen. If you need anything from me, I ordered some pepperjins. I got some pepperjins over there, some garlic butter, so that'll cheer you right up.
Yeah,
see you in the kitchen.
Cheese.
Bye.
6 cheese. It's good. It's really good stuff.
And some garlic bread, you know? It's the cheesy bread. I know how you like the cheesy bread, so.
But, I mean, I'm getting my Shangri-La apartment, and I'm getting my 1-bedroom. I'm moving the fuck out of there that night, and I'm going to go live my best life in whatever way I can.
Shangri-La apartment. What the fuck are you talking about? What is that?
So there's are you familiar with
Shanghai?
So are you familiar with the hit television series Frasier, starring Kelsey Grammer?
I know there's a dog in the show. It's like a schnauzer, right?
Okay. So I have seen. So that is my wife's nighttime television.
Your wife watches that?
Yeah. Oh, fucking
what the fuck? Yeah. Frasier?
Frasier. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tremendous amount of Frasier. I think there's 230 some episodes. I think in my lifetime, combined, I've probably seen like 2,000 episodes. I've probably fucking seen so much.
Frasier?
Frasier.
You mean Friends or Frasier? With Joey and Chandler? You're thinking about Chandler and Ross.
No. Joey and Chandler. There's a lot of Joey and Chandler.
You're thinking Joey, Chandler, and Monica.
Friends, Office, Frasier. I mean, that's
never gonna be this way. You're thinking about that show.
Yeah.
There's
Jennifer
no way that
nipples.
your wife watched. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wait.
Yeah. Back on track.
But yeah, no, lots of Frasier. I don't know.
You're gonna hear. I hope you hear this podcast. I'm gonna give you a hard time for watching Frasier, dude. My dad watches that shit, and my dad's old as dirt. He watches that shit. He laughs at the jokes. It's.
Oh man, it's rolling up on the evening time here. I'm only a few hours out from my next dose of Frasier. Poker guy, you got anything before we get the fuck out of here?
No, dude. I know you wanted to say something about Dunkin' Donuts, but we'll save that for next time.
We'll save that for next time, Dunkin' Donuts.
When are we chatting again, man? I know that since you're going to be out of town, what's this schedule looking like? Because I liked your solo pod. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see what I can do. I got a lot going on during the week, but we'll see. I mean, we could do, we'll at least hit it up again next week.
Yeah. Well, those Costco hot dogs aren't going to eat themselves, you know.
They're not going to eat themselves. I'm going to be attacking those things left and right. All right, everybody, you have a good one. At the very least, we'll see you again here next week.